UK-based movement going international. That is something I think is worth going forward with. Yeah, and it's also maybe something to look into what culture and subculture this has brought us, because it's just for us it's massive, but the scene is rather small. So
Yeah,
that's
you're right.
something to to consider there. And I think it's interesting that there's 3,000. You said 3,000 people.
Yeah,
Uh,
3,000 people have signed. Yeah, well,
that,
I mean,
that's very interesting.
yeah, I
That's
mean,
a lot of people.
you think it is? I
Yeah,
think it can be even more because this petition was like launched 2 months ago, something like that. Not not
yeah,
earlier, but
but it's just an online petition.
yeah, yeah,
Depends on visibility. Depends on who shares it.
yeah. But maybe that's because that's why there's also a lot of people signing it, right? Because it's just a petition. It's just change.org.
Yeah,
You fill a form in 2 minutes. You've done it, right?
yeah. But on the other hand, what I wanted to say as well is I've heard of this day uh, today for the first time. So
Yeah,
it would be beneficial if it was like internationally recognized to get more people into looking. Hey, what is this? And maybe exploring more what this type of music can bring.
yeah,
Yeah,
you're right. Okay, okay. I
I
does any?
think I made my point.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You definitely made your point. Does anyone else wanna give their opinion, or maybe we just skip to the next topic? I think. All right. All
All
right.
right.
Linus wants to join. Let's see.
Do we have somebody? Should I mute myself? Ah, there
Yeah,
you are.
no, I send you to the
Ah,
audience. Hold on. Hello there.
Hello.
Hello.
Can you hear me clear?
Yeah, I turn you up and that's it.
Okay. So the first things that went through my mind when I heard this idea is who's gonna host it, who's gonna be the, so to speak, the ambassador for it, because yeah, it needs to have some leverage of some sort in order
Definitely.
to have credibility as well. It needs to be carried out by, in my opinion, like the yeah, some big shots in the scene, because yeah, it's for them. And is there an event going alongside of this day, or what's the idea behind the day? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, and
Yeah,
you're right
that was
because. Oh,
I was
sorry.
wondering. I was wondering that. So if you could shed some light on that, that would be really helpful.
Yeah. Yeah, and you're right because the same movement. There's just one point of. I'm a little skeptical in the sense that all the movement is currently being promoted like by some private, like I don't know if it's a club or whatever, but it's something very small, very unknown, and I mean it's great that they do the effort of bringing the topic, raising awareness on the topic, but as you say, this needs to be held probably by like a large community, not some private interest, not some private effort, something like a joint venture, and everyone together on the same direction. And it's exactly that what makes it difficult because everyone needs to put their own interests a bit apart, and all that should matter is music, and all that should matter is making this official, making this important, and I guess this will be the greatest challenge that we'll face. Today is also like the first time that somebody is trying, at least that I'm aware of. Maybe there were other days that somebody intended to make this the international day, but for me it's the one that got more like widespread. But you're definitely right that this needs to be done by some large coalition and not private interests or whatever. All right, you wanna add anything else?
Not really, because
Okay.
um, I'm just I assume the website drumandbassday.com is yours.
No, it's not mine.
Oh, okay, because it's also for the petition to announce the 70th
Yeah, yeah,
day.
but
It's
I
the
didn't do the
official drum and
petition
bass day.
either. I'm just like, it's. I found it. I thought the petition was interesting, and I'm sharing it a bit. But I'm sharing the this movement, but it's not mine. It's somebody in the UK actually. So yeah.
Okay. Oh, because I understood it, it was something you wanted to organize.
Of
That's
course not.
how
Of
I.
course not. I don't have
Oh, okay.
that many power. I did like I just I barely could organize all these. Think of let's make a small talk and and that's it. I mean, I'm just doing this like a small discussion to do something different, and that's it. All right.
Ah, okay.
Okay.
Um, yeah, I'm excited to see what it what it will bring, because the as I read it from the website as well, it's yeah, they've got a petition going
Okay.
to make it official that 174, which I think it's quite cool, will be the drum and bass day, but there's nothing mentioned in how they want to celebrate it, because it
Yeah.
would be quite cool, but
Yeah,
yeah.
it's a lot of words and not really action, which is why there are doubts, why I'm kind of skeptical. It's like, yeah, okay, nice, cool. Let's go. Let's make it okay. But I think they are going step by step, perhaps. And first, they want to have this international day as a way to recognize culture, and then when it happens, uh, maybe then organize something. But also, what would you organize that it is not organized already, right? Because I mean, people are just gathering in and doing some events, some celebration. These guys are having a live stream with, I don't know, some DJs and all this stuff. But what else would you do that if this day wasn't official you couldn't do? So this is kind of the topic, right? Because 174 day, okay, it is today, okay, yeah, party. But what would make the difference? Having some government, some sort of government, recognizing this as the drum and bass day, right? This is what would make the difference. All right.
Will it
Uh,
make, because yeah, you got plenty of social network things going on, especially now with COVID and all. So
yeah.
I don't think in what sense it would really improve on the reach drum and bass got right now, as you know, my circle within drum and bass is quite small. So when I open up whatever kind of social media, all I see is drum and bass. But that's because I chose that. And how do you reach the people that don't choose to watch drum and bass content, especially now with COVID and all, because you can't have physical events, you cannot have a lot of things. So it would be really interesting to see what they come up with.
Definitely. All right. Thank you. Uh, I'm gonna move you now back. All right. Okay. So now that we open this up a little bit and like breaking the glass. Uh, the next topic we want to talk about is DMB around the world. Sadly, some people right here. I expected two more people from other countries to join, which would make it definitely more interesting. If anyone in the chat wants to bring how is drum and bass in their countries, in their areas, please join our Discord. The link is below the overlay, and you can also type join and in the chat, and it will give you the invite link. So here's the deal. I just want to see how's the MBA around the world, right? Because I'm from a very small city in Catalonia, in Spain, okay? And here, drum and bass is non-existent, virtually. I have made my searches, I have found some place that it's like, okay, they did play jungle one day, they organized maybe one drum and bass event, but really, this city has absolutely nothing on this scene. The country in general isn't very aware of drum and bass. However, I do know that in the southern of Spain, which is like Andalusia, uh, there's actually quite a movement, right? And that's why I would like to bring in Jukas, which is one of our viewers, because he's from this area, and I think he can help us a little bit on explaining how's the scene, no? Right? So I would like him to speak if he's there. All right, hello there.
Hello, everybody.
All right, if you need a little bit of help because maybe your English isn't perfect, just ask me for any help and I will be glad to help. Okay.
I speak a little. Just I'm Spanish from Andalusia. I listen drum and bass since I discovered it in the early of 2000s, maybe. At the time, only heard breakbeat here in Andalusia, but with the passage of the time, the drum and bass become the most popular underground genre here. Um, in my city, have parties every weekend, and I recommend following producers like Cursiva, Pico Tacumba, Development,
Yep.
and I think it is the most popular electronic music heard aquí in Andalusia.
Yeah. All right. Uh, what do you think that make this change possible? How is there any variable that can explain why in this place of Spain it is so popular compared to other places where it is almost not heard about?
Oh, well, I think in the most parts of Spain, people listen other electronic music like techno, like no, I think techno is the most popular. But here in Andalusia, always listen other genre like breakbeat, lo que es ritmos rotos. ¿Cómo se dice, Marquí, ritmos rotos?
Broken rhythms, maybe.
Broken rhythms, yeah.
Yeah.
Y bueno, puedo hablar en español y tú me traduces, Marquí.
Okay. Go ahead. Dale.
Y lo que quería decir era eso, que aquí en Andalucía siempre se han escuchado ritmos rotos y siempre ha sido popular el breakbeat y el drum and bass.
Okay, yeah, he says that the broken rhythms, the breakbeat actually he meant, and also drum and bass are have always been heard in Andalusia, which is kind of curious. But yeah, all right, all right, and kind of in the topic, which kind of subgenres are actually there in the place? Because maybe maybe people is more into jump up, maybe people is more into neurofunk, or they really enjoy anything they bring them in. Which is the like the interest of the people going to clubs, going to events in.
Here, neuro is the most popular subgenre. Neuro
Right,
and a little liquid funk here in
right,
Andalucía. La fusión, ¿no? La mezcla del liquid funk
all
con
right,
otros
mixing
géneros.
liquid with neurofunk, all right.
Sí, y hace que quede muy bien. Y luego, pues el neuro le gusta mucho a la gente para la fiesta.
All right, yeah, people loves neuro in Paris. That's interesting.
Mm,
So how about the? So then, for example, liquid as a thing, as a alone,
mm,
no mucho,
no, no.
not really. Okay. All right, all right. And last question. Uh, does drum and bass get actually any coverage in your local media? Because of course we know in the national media it doesn't, but maybe the local television, local newspapers, maybe some little place
Mm,
in the news.
no, no. No, aquí lo único que escuchamos sería a través de internet y en televisión, en radio no hay nada de drum and bass. No.
All right, so nothing on TV, nothing on the radio, just in the internet. Well,
Yeah.
it's kind of sad, but that's how it goes. I knew that this scene was very like rampant in the place, so I was kind of interested on actually having this talk with you because you know a lot more of how the movement is there, and I thought that maybe even it had some coverage, but apparently not. Okay, that's sad.
Mhm.
Uh, all right. Thank you so much. I'm not making you any more hard time. All right.
Thank
Uh, and now if you wanna, maybe we can bring Wico if you want, and you explain from your place. You're here. All right.
All right. Here I am again. Okay.
First
What I
introduce
can
your
tell you.
place a little bit. Yeah, where are you from? Everything because people may not know.
Okay. Um, I'm located in Germany. I've been going to parties in Germany for almost 20 years now. So yeah. Um, but if I can tell you about like two areas where I went to parties. It's mostly in the eastern part of Germany and in the southern part of Germany, and it's quite different when it comes to how they handle parties and handle drum and bass. Um, I've, I've I've had a club in the eastern part of Germany where I went for drum and bass parties for over 10 years, and they had them on the regular every 4 weeks. They had a drum and bass party, um, and they were pretty nice to like an overall overview of drum and bass at at the center. It's not no focus on one genre, but mainly like the overall thing you hear at parties. Um, but in the southern part of Germany, there's not as big of a scene. There's a couple of event locations, but it's just not really popular at all. Um, I've had a club in Ulm where I lived for a while. Um, they had like every couple of months they had drum and bass parties, and they were like a mixed bag. Every kind of mostly neuro and jump up style. Um, yeah, but overall the scene in Germany is not that big.
Right.
I would say it's like mostly dominated by house, by techno, EDM, industrial, and some other EDM genres, like something like uh, whatever there is besides drum and bass. And there's not much media coverage at all. So it's something you find out or you can pass by without even noticing.
All right. All right. How about I'm interested from your place. Uh, how about producers? Because Germany with drum and bass production, how?
I think we do have a couple, but I don't really know many.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe that.
I've noticed somebody's like Submarine in the last half year. I know that he's from Cologne,
Mhm.
but there are I think there are producers all over the place, but I just don't know them.
Okay. That's all right. And regarding like coverage, the same maybe like here, not really.
Yeah, not really. I've first come in contact with drum and bass, like it's a three-way street, through my brother, through bassdrive.com, which is a a US based radio station, and through parties. So usually there was not much coverage the last 20 years, and I think that there is a little bit more because there's at least in Germany there's lots of focus on house music and other types of like I call it pussy house, which is like you stand on the dance floor and zip your cocktail instead of dancing.
Pussy house. That's
um,
funny.
yeah, it's like very low conversational house background music. They play in the club for you to dance for, but well, it's for the I don't want to be too
Don't
judgmental,
worry, we
but
have the plus 18 flag.
it's for the
We have the
ladies.
adults flag. Don't worry. All right, all right. Uh, this is awkward. All right. Do you have anything else?
I'm sorry.
Ah, it's fine. It's fine. Do you have anything else you wanna add about like drum and bass in your area?
Um, I would hope um, it would be spread a little more, and I would hope for uh, actual raves. I've not been on a huge festival that is just drum and bass. Um, I've seen that in like the Netherlands, Belgium, and the UK, but not in Germany. But I've probably been to the wrong area.
All right. All right. Thank you. We've got
Thank you.
BG requesting to talk. Let's bring him in. Okay, you will see some button to join because now I gave you the word. Try to check. All right.
I'm
Hello.
here.
Hello.
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 Oh, sorry I'm late. Sorry I'm late.
No worries.
Something
No worries,
pop
man.
up and I haven't got much time, but you know I'll
Yeah.
be there for as
No
much
worries.
as I can.
We maybe
How's it going?
go ahead. Let's go. First of all,
Right.
if you want, the first topic, we already talked about if it is important to have an international day, and I think the conclusion was not really. So, what do you think on the topic?
On what? International what?
International Day for Drum and Bass today.
International Day is it?
Yes? Well, no,
Oh.
they want to make it. Like, there's a petition in change.org and all this stuff, but we were discussing if that is really important or not.
I mean, important. I don't think it's important because it's like if you know it will probably be only for like drum and bass heads anyway. So you know if you're
We're
into drum
already here.
already, yeah. So we're already here. But I think it's cool because like you know there is a record store day where you know all of the vinyl stores have like a little party and you know it's just a reason to really celebrate music. So you know, I mean I don't think it's important, but it would be cool to have like another reason to just celebrate music. That would be pretty cool. But Yeah.
All right, that's nice. Okay, we're kind of speeding with you because I know you're in a rush. Uh, so DMB around the world. I mean, you're from the UK, so yeah, you got a lot of advantage regarding drum and bass. However, maybe you can explain us like if it's like that big everywhere, or maybe it's just the big cities, London, Bristol, whatever, and then the small towns are not that much into drum and bass. What do
Mm.
you think?
Well, so I'm from Poland and I live in UK for 10
Yeah,
years.
of
So I
course,
can tell
Poland
you,
as well. I forgot.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I can tell you about London. So pre-pandemic, pretty much every weekend you could find a drum and bass party, which would be cool. And you would on like a good weekend you could probably go to like 4 different clubs with drum and bass on with like big lineup. So no question
Definitely.
that London is massive.
Of course.
Same with like I feel Bristol. There's a lot of events in Bristol, Birmingham as well. So in London, UK being UK, that's
Yeah.
where drum and bass is from. There's always going to be something happening. It's always massive. A lot of festivals, a lot of clubs. Some clubs are like playing drum and bass as well. So you don't struggle to find a place to go to in the UK if you want drum and bass.
Okay.
Whereas in Poland, so when I first moved out, it was pretty small, but then there were places like the Lab in Poznań, which is like, I believe, a leading club in Poland in regards to drum and bass. So there are people like Allegria, which is a guy who I think he has his show on Bass Drive. I've heard Wico talked about Bass Drive, so one of those guys. They do a show in Bass Drive, and they have this really cool club in Poznan, which I never unfortunately gone to, but I want to. And they also do. They've got this thing called Radio Quarantine as well, which is basically not just drum and bass focused, but like electronic music. But there's a lot of drum and bass going there, so they invite people over quarantine to the little lab slash studio, and people do live sets for like 5-6 hours, and that is pretty cool. I've talked to them; they would have me over as well if I lived there, but unfortunately can't do that. But um, oh,
Okay.
so sorry. Coming back to Drum Bass Day,
Eh,
is that because that would be the 17th of the fourth month, 174?
Yeah, that's exactly why.
Right, right. Who? So there's a petition. You said who
Yeah,
came up with that?
yeah. You go into general in the my server. I posted the link,
Right,
and
because I just clicked. I think Norbsky,
yeah, yeah,
she has some like raid train going today, and
yeah.
I
He
didn't
made
think
the
about
raid
it, but now
train.
I'm like
It's not the
17th
only
of the
one.
4th. Right,
But
that's cool.
yeah, yeah. There's a in my server you're here. If you click on general, there's the link there, and I think it's also in the chat. But I'm gonna paste it again, maybe. Just a
Oh
second.
shit! It's an actual petition on the
Yes, 3,000 people
change.org.
signed.
Holy shit, 3,000. So what happens when it gets to 5,000?
Well, they're gonna send it to the ministers of culture of several countries, and it will probably get into the recycle bin. But that's how it goes.
Uh, well, imagine just you turn the TV on
Maybe,
17th of
maybe,
April, and then everything is playing drum and bass. That would be sick.
yeah, maybe the UK will give it some attention because, of
Mm,
course, in the UK it is really important. On the other countries, I have doubts, but hey, we will see, right? Anyway,
yeah.
we kind of wanted to know people's opinion because it's also like there's a good point that Venus did that it needs to be a joint effort, not something run by somebody small that doesn't have the power to actually make the change, make the movement,
Yeah.
and it needs some leadership, and this leadership is currently non-existent. So we should see how it goes.
I mean, it could be like the record store day because, the record store day is not like an official day
Yeah,
that you have
yeah,
to
of course.
celebrate, but it's become more of a like cultural thing. Whereas
Yeah,
all the vinyl stores, record stores, they just celebrate by having like a little party or like having a little sale going or just, something to like, um,
yeah.
just
Hopefully, maybe
celebrate it in a way.
we don't get this international recognition, but as long as the community starts to recognize this day as
Yeah,
something, and like we start making something big and like celebrate the genre, I think we already won there, because
yeah,
that's really the important thing, right? If countries decide that it is a day or not, well, really countries won't do much shit anyway. So
yeah. I think it would be more of a like niche thing because, like Rico said, there's a comic book day. Like I've never fucking heard about it. Like because it's pretty much because I don't read comics and stuff, so
yeah,
I don't
that's
know
an
about it. And I
international day for
feel
everything. That's for
yeah,
sure.
and I feel like if there was a drum and bass day, international drum and bass day, only pretty much drum and bass heads would know about
Yeah,
it, and if someone celebrated
definitely.
it, it would be something that you would already know about, but people outside of that circle wouldn't really know. I feel like I could be wrong. I mean, unless they would like advertise it in the TV and like you're watching a Titanic and there's like 20 commercials in between, and then one of them would be like, "Yo, in a week there's a drum and bass day," and you would be like, "All right, but what is drum and bass?" You know? And then they'll be like, "Oh, that's drum and bass," and then maybe that way more people will get into it. But
Okay,
yeah,
back to the topic, because we already kind of skip, but you can late, no problem. Uh, just a last question regarding around the world. Any Polish producers? I'm not really aware of that.
yeah. So let me type a few. Oh,
Maybe not easy. Oh, okay.
that's like two
Skeleton,
main
Silence
ones.
Group. All right,
Sattel as well. He's Polish.
all
Who
right,
else would there be?
all right,
Oh,
all right. That's nice.
yeah. Can't think of them now anymore.
Yeah,
But these three are really, if you don't know, get to know because they're really good. Yeah. Funny that all of them start with S, huh?
yeah. All right. Thank you, Easy. I'm moving you back to the audience. Uh, you wanna speak, Vinyls, and we see how's in your place? You won. All right. Let's go. I send you. All right. Hello.
I should have accepted it.
Yeah, yeah. It's
Yes.
like kind of messy, but it works actually nice. All right.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah.
introduce a bit where are you from and
Well,
all
I
this stuff, and
well I'm from the Netherlands, so I've got nothing to complain drum and bass wise. Quite known here. It's still a smaller genre compared to the house and the tech, all that. But there are plenty of big lineups going on. Going on. Plenty of big artists representing our country. So yeah, we're quite aware. There's still a lot of what's drum and bass and all that, but the big clubs, the small clubs, all got their own drum and bass night. So we're pretty packed.
all right. I have a feeling, but I'm not sure if I'm just biased, that your country is more into Eurofunk maybe, and maybe in the UK not so much. How is it actually like regarding subgenres?
Well, yeah, there's a big distinction between what was at least pre-COVID with what was happening online and what was happening in the clubs, because online you see a lot of love and praise for the deeper, more minimal kind of drum and bass, but the parties it was mostly newer funk.
Okay.
Jump up, not that much. There are a few liquid nights here and there. You also got Liquidity Festival going on and all that, of course. So that's well represented as well. But mostly yeah, the Team Sugar stuff and Liquidity with Maduk. Besides that, there's not that much liquid drum and bass going on. Here in the city I live in, there is a liquid night, so well represented here. It's quite a big night as well. But the other parties here are also mostly based on Eurofunk.
All right. And media coverage, anything? Not much. How's it going? Is it getting any
Um,
recognition?
yeah, well, you got a few hits up in here. In the latest years, we've had "Hot Right Now" by DJ Fresh, which was a huge hit. was get radio coverage all the time. Rudimental had a few tracks. Sometimes Sigma shows up on the radio, so it's besides that not that much. There is not really a radio channel which gives the playtime for drum and bass as well. So we all tune in to a Belgian radio show.
All right.
So that's not that much. It's underground. So yeah.
All right. Also, uh, anything? Yeah, anything in your own language is like. Of course, there are lots of Dutch producers. We have heard them, but I feel like yeah, drum and bass wants to go international, wants to go all the time with English. But are there any drum and bass tracks you know that are actually sung in Dutch, or that is nothing?
No, there are not really Dutch drum and bass tunes. Noisia made a few tunes with a vocal sample or something like that, but it's not really drum and bass. I don't know if you know the tune Lekker by also Athletics, but that's Dutch.
All right.
Yeah, one time with some kind of X Factor show or something like that, two small girls had a drum and bass hit with Dutch vocals, but it was quite cringy, so that wouldn't get airplay.
Yeah.
And yeah, one rapper, but Noisia are their producers, so he has sometimes some nods to drum and bass, but he's well known, but it's still considered to be rap music and not drum and bass.
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of forgot that this was also a question to ask, and I have it here. So, yeah, here in Spain, it's kind of the same. Like the big artists are trying to bring in the maybe a few samples, right? You've got like dub elements, el momento, something like that, a small chunks in Spanish, and then the rest is really or English or nothing, just drum and bass. I mean, I am aware even in Catalan, even in my own language, there is a rapper that actually sings with drum, collaborates with Catalan drum and bass, which isn't something that big, but it actually exists, which is why I bring the question because I was curious. All right, thank you. So I bring you back here. All right. Uh, okay, the next topic I wanna bring up is well, it's mainly for DJs. We are 3 DJs right now, so it will be fast. All right. Yeah, it's just seeing how everyone mixes drum and bass a little bit. Which are your styles? How you approach a set? Anything. So for the first question, I want to see how do you approach a set? Like when if you live stream, which all three of us do live streams, uh, maybe you act differently that when you have a special event. Like today, I have these events and I'm doing some mixes, and maybe I plan a bit more, right? And well, Vinny's has also been at clubs, so maybe in the club you already have to a lot more of work. So my question to begin with is this one, right? How do you plan your sets? Like you go with set lists, you don't do anything, just hit play, start moving tracks. Maybe you start with a set list and then Spotify stops for some reason, but that's okay. You start a set list, and once you are rolling, you start making some changes or just going in. So yeah, I will briefly explain in my case. But in my case, right now when I'm doing normal streams, I'm going ahead. I just hit play and start finding whichever track I feel. I try maybe to follow a key if I can and start going up or down until maybe I want to do a jump and combine two tracks. But then when I have a special event, maybe I, for this morning event, I had a small playlist where I started and like mainly because you're nervous at the beginning perhaps and you need something safe that you can follow. And then after the playlist was over, I started jumping on the tunes and I was already like warmed up, so it was easier. So uh, that's the first question. Like, how do you plan? How do you approach a set? If we can bring Wiko to speak, if you're there.
All right.
All right.
Yeah. I think I'm approaching this a little differently than you. Depending on what I want to do, I usually pick like 5 to 7 tunes. I pre-pick them, and then from there I just flow. I just randomly pick other tunes, but to have like the intro and like a couple of minutes, like 6 to 10 minutes, I usually pre-pick those tracks, and I would use that. I would use tracks I had used in practice before. So if I find a combo I like, I would probably put this in the list of those tracks. But sometimes I just go. I just pick a vinyl, pick a track, and just go from there. Usually, at the beginning of my DJ thing, I was like, I pick a certain list and play that, but it's kind of boring. And
Yeah, definitely.
it can get very technical if you pre-pick and then do lots of technical stuff. More power to you, but for me it's boring to pre-pick all the tracks, and it's also more creative for me to just pick and choose. Vinils does something like this with his chat, picking random tracks, which is amazing. The best sets result there, like picking and choosing one of those tracks. And I think last week it was like I picked one and was crossing my fingers that it wouldn't break his set. He was very confident about it that it wouldn't.
Right. Do you find it hard to start, like getting warmed up? Because that is something I feel sometimes, and that's why I actually need sometimes a small set list. Is it hard for you to warm up, to get in the mood, to get in the flow, and just maybe when you start mixing at the right moment, you make more mistakes. Your brain isn't still working at all, isn't focused, and you need to gain this focus or stay ahead.
I force myself kind of to do an hour every day. That helps me to get into like practice, the practice mindset a little more, like quicker. But sometimes I have days where I don't want to, or it's just not working, and I'm doing mistake after mistake, and then I just do my thing and say, hey, just not working out. I'm gonna do I'm gonna do better tomorrow. So that happens.
Alright.
But to get into it, I usually, if I know a combo I like, or a bass track I like, something with the vocals. So, for example, if you have Broken Wings by Caliper, for example, that mixes very well with like a deeper minimal track. and you just pick that and something else, and you're straight in.
All right.
Something I would say pick something you really really like and you feel,
Yeah, definitely.
and go from there. And also, you said something about picking the key, and that counts as well. So, going up and down the key scale is something you can do.
All right. I'm gonna try something. I'm gonna bring if he wants to speak vinyls, and I don't leave you. I don't bring you back because we're just three people. I think we can moderate pretty easily,
Yeah.
and maybe that helps also make it more flowing. All right. Hello there.
You.
Hello there.
So yeah, how do you approach a set? How do you plan? And I guess it varies depending on what.
Yeah, it depends on everything, on whether I feel like to prepare to or not, or what the time slot is for the event, or what the event actually is. For a live stream, I pre-plan nothing. I just hit play and go. And sometimes, as you discussed with Wiko, it's hard to get into the zone. But yeah, it's just one of those days, and you
Yeah.
just spin for how long I feel like, and call it quits from then. So live stream wise, no, I don't prepare at all. I just like to keep it open. It's
Okay.
just I'm doing what I would be doing anyway, but I'm sharing it with the world, and anyone who wants to view can view and really appreciate it. But I would be spinning anyways, so.
Nice.
But for clubs, yeah, there have been sets where I was like, oh shit, I really don't want to mess up this shit, so I fully prepare the set going forward, which brings a whole new vibe to a set. But mostly it's just one intro, and from there I pick and choose depending on the vibe and what the crowd reacts to the most. If the crowd really likes the deep rollers, I'll play some more deep rollers.
So kind of the same as I said, maybe that you start with, you have something to like get started, and from there you can change a little bit and adapt, maybe. Or I
Yeah, and
misunderstood.
and sometimes the DJ in front before you even set the tone, so he's playing a lot of really heavy neuro. So
So you want to go with
then I'm
liquid
not
at
gonna
that
start
time.
with. Yeah, no, exactly. And it even happens when some dude needs to open the party and they try to end their set with the hardcore drum and bass. Then
Yeah.
it's like, okay, dude.
Okay, dude. Now what
Well,
do I do?
first of all, yeah, no, then it's just hit full throttle from the get-go. No time to relax, and then
That's
you
how
can
it
try to
goes.
bring it back. Yeah, that's how it goes sometimes, and then everything you prepared, or not even everything, but only the intro, the first 3 transitions or so. And it's like, yeah, okay, I'm gonna throw them out the window, and I'm just pick this one. So I always ensure I've got plenty of tunes with me to be flexible.
I do have a question though. Niels, you should be able to tell us that there is quite a difference between like a club environment and streaming. But how do you do? You don't have crowd reaction on streaming, at least not much.
Yeah.
But how do you do it then? You just pick and choose and do whatever you feel like, or how would you say how
Oh,
influenced is it?
just a second. Volumetric is raiding us, so thank you everyone. Welcome here. We're doing a DMB talk. If you wanna join, there's the Discord link in the description. We're talking right now how do you approach DJing, and that's it. I interrupted Wiko. Sorry. You can continue now.
No, okay, that's okay. Now I wanted to know how that or if that influences something if you had a crowd reaction on stream, what would you pick differently, track wise or set wise?
Yeah, definitely. And you also got the poll option, which helps with if you've got enough active viewers.
Yeah.
But it can also be like, for example, when Brooklyn Soleil shows up, I usually pick a hip hop tune with Brooklyn in it because I think that's funny.
Yeah, I know.
I think
I
that's
think
the
it's hella
deal.
funny.
I think that's the deal. Knowing the audience like even deeper because you see the names of the people and you kind of know what they want, so you can adapt. That's exactly like what I do when Hukas joins in my streams because, and then I have some other friends who also join like Anthorito and maybe like I know Hukas likes everything maybe. But then Anthorito's more into jump up, then I bring some more jump up tunes, and some people want liquid. So yeah, maybe you can not read the crowd, but more reading the people, maybe.
Yeah, I think well, I don't have that at the moment, but it's really cool to have people where you think, hey, this could work, or this is something I want to play because he or she likes it. I do have a particular example. You played this as well yesterday, I think. Was BG's tune.
Yeah. No, I played it this morning. I play it always. When I'm into minimal, I play VC's tune because I really like it and I play it just like any other track, okay?
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
if BC is there, maybe I think of playing his tune. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, but there is something I think is pretty nice, not just for producing people, but also for DJs, because I tend to I can't do it at the moment, but I tend to want to show off if some other DJ comes in, especially if he's way more experienced, and I'm like, well, I can't do shit compared to you. Look what I got.
Right. We've got Daniel that also requests to speak. It can be 4 people at most. I think we can all 4 talk together. Let's go. Just a second. You have to accept. All right.
Okay,
You're
I'm
here.
in. I'm in. What's
Hello.
up?
Alright. Hello there.
It's me. Hello there. Niels and Wico, what's up? Doing good?
All good. All good.
All right.
Yeah, all
Happy
good. Hope
Drum and
you're
Bass
good
Day.
as well.
I'm fine, thank you.
Just let me rewind a bit with the other questions since you just joined and I'm also interested. We covered, do you think it's important to have International Drum and Bass Day? Daniel?
Sorry, I was muted. Yeah, I know. I'm muting myself just in case.
Let's briefly
that does
rewind
not
the questions and
stick around.
go back to the topic.
Okay. Tell me. What
Yeah,
was the question?
do you think it's important to have a Drum and Bass Day?
Sorry, I just arrived. Give me a.
Okay.
So, I don't know. At first, I was a bit reluctant because I find it a bit stupid to have the like a day dedicated. But then, yeah, I feel like it's pretty cool, like having a day for all the drum and bass community to be together.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm mixed on it.
All right.
I feel like it's great for the community, but it could bring more people into drum and bass by knowing the day and stuff. But it might be a bit over the top to have a day on the calendar or something like this.
All right. Briefly, we covered the topic DMB around the world. You're from France. We haven't covered France. So, how large is the drum and bass scene in France?
It's difficult, but it's getting better. The last few years, it's been getting really good. We've had some great artists in the scene, mainly in the tech and dark drum and bass subgenres. Like there's one big name that's been popping off lately. It's the Caracol project. If you know about it.
Yeah, Yeah, I
and
think.
Skylark as well.
Um,
They're both French and big influent French people in the scene currently. But apart from this, drum and bass is very very small in France. There's like 3 cities where it's pretty popular. You've got Toulouse, you've got Lyon, and you've got Paris, but that's about it, sadly.
all right. Uh, does it get any coverage in your media, in the media of your country, radio stations, TV?
Not at all. Like radio stations in France are very conservative in terms of music. There's no, there's like one station that plays what you could call dance music, but then it's just
Yeah, probably it's
the regular, very very popular stuff. That's a mix between pop and some house stuff like this.
okay. Okay.
Pretty meh.
Okay, back to the actual topic. We were going with how do you approach a set when you live stream as well. When you're live streaming and maybe you are in a regular stream, we all said that okay, we just hit play and go ahead. But then you may have a special event, like you organize all these social distancing events or
Mhm.
something else and something special, and that day you prepare a playlist, you go with a playlist, then start flowing. So maybe you prepare a playlist and so you are not stuck at the beginning, and once you're flowing you start making changes or even forget the playlist. How do you approach it?
I never do any preparation to my sets. The only set with preparation I did was like my mini mix for the social distancing mega mix,
Oh yeah,
if you remember it.
yeah,
But
definitely.
apart from this, I never prepare my set. I just grab like a track I have in my head or a track I like in my library and
is it
start from there and just go ahead and continue from it.
is it hard for you to get started knowing that
Not at all.
okay,
Not really.
okay, that's cool, that's cool.
Like once I have a track, then I just find other track that are matching in my library and just go with it.
All right. Uh, we go with the next question then, because we're still on the next topic. Uh, okay. Do you have any pet peeves with mixing? Is there something that when happens it gets you especially like maybe racing or like oh this can happen? Something that really you don't like that maybe for somebody else it's not a biggie, but for you it's a red line.
Yeah, so maybe not particularly connected to drum and bass because I mix some other genres from time to time. I mix hardcore and stuff like this. But sometimes, even in drum and bass, it happens strangely enough. It's when you've got non-standard phrasing, like you've got 32 bars in one track. The normal phrasing is 32 bars, and then all of a sudden you've
Yeah,
got 8
I
bars
know
in
that.
the middle of
I
nowhere, and
know
that's
that.
horrible to mix. That's
Always
the worst
before the
thing.
second drop. It's like, okay, here's
Like,
this 16 bar break to break all your
yeah,
mixing.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I know
You-
that.
Sometimes it makes no sense, and I really hate the artists who are not consistent enough.
I am exactly the same.
Like it's part of drum and bass. Like I think drum and bass is a very standardized
Yeah,
genre. Like
because double drops.
99.9, yeah, 99.9% of the tracks are what you could call normal or like very consistent.
Yeah,
But then the open 1%, it's the worst.
yeah, and that's really right because I think what's beautiful from drum and bass is that making double drops is relatively easy because all
It
this
is.
standardization of the tracks. And then when the producer says, "No, fuck off, I'm gonna, I'm gonna put a 16 bar break," that gets really mad, and that's something that gets me also a
It
bit
is.
under the mood because it's like, oh man, and yeah. Also, maybe sometimes vocals on vocals, it's hard to mix liquid as well, but that doesn't get me as angry because if you know the tracks, it won't happen. It's really sometimes that you plug this track that you don't know at all, or you know it few, and then boom, uh, it's fucked up.
There's a second thing like that I hate about some tracks. Like some tracks are really not really made for mixing. But in the middle of your drop, you've got a halftime section, and that completely throws off your double drop,
Oh,
and you never
that's
remember it. Sometimes it happens. It happened to me like either at the end of the first drop or the beginning of the second drop. Boom, you've got a halftime section that you were not expecting, but you try to double drop it with something else, and all of a sudden it sounds horrible because of that halftime section.
yeah. Turco says also and tempo change.
Tempo changes, but tempo changes, there's like very
It's
little
rare.
track that do tempo changes, and when you're doing tempo changing, I can't speak. When you're doing tempo changes, like there's the intelligent way of tempo changing. Holy fuck, I
It's
can't
okay.
talk. Like I could take an example by the Carco project. There's a track of him that has like a 128 section in it at the beginning of the second, before the second drop. There's a 128 section, and then it goes back to drum and bass. And he made it so that the 128 section stays on grid, and then the back to the 174, it's on grid, so you can still double drop after the 128 section, and it's really nicely made, and that's what I could call intelligent tempo change.
All right. Let me bring you back to the audience for a moment, and I don't know if Ines or Wiko wants to explain their pet peeves. One of two, or I will pick. If not, okay. Wiko, we wanna speak. You are here. All right. Hello. You're muted at the moment. Yeah, you've got your microphone on Discord muted.
I'm sorry. I didn't get that question. What did you ask?
Do you have any pet peeves? Something that gets you really mad when it happens while you're mixing?
Oh well. Yeah, and not really concerning what the actual music is, but my prep. Also, sometimes the grids are off, and I'm like, oh fuck.
Oh yeah.
That is something that happens more often with older tracks I have, but I was too lazy to actually get it fixed. But yeah, I need to get onto that. But other than that, I think I'm pretty good.
All right, that's nice. Give me a small second, and we will continue because I need to fill my water bottle. It's just 30 seconds, and I'm back. Just a second. Okay, we're back. All right. Next question. How would you approach explaining, or maybe how should a novice, somebody who's never mixed in their life, approach DJing when talking about drum and bass? Okay, like there's something new, and there's somebody new to all this, and he wants to learn drum and bass, and how should he approach the mixing, right? I myself, I'm relatively new DJ. I've been mixing for like 9-10 months, uh, and yeah, for me, like it was kind of hard because, for example, the the topic, right? The the doom of sync, okay? Some people thinks you shouldn't use sync because you need to learn beat matching, and then maybe you can add sync later if you really feel like it or you want it, but that learning to DJ using sync is bad. So uh, other people think that no, it's actually okay because you can learn sync. Okay, you can learn using sync, and that makes you more there's something like it keeps you motivated because it it can be so frustrating if you need to do everything right at the beginning, and if you need to mix without seeing, without and everything like yeah, and whatever, mix like the vinyl DJs. Yeah, but technology evolves. We've got these tools, and these tools actually can make a change in getting more people into DJing, in getting more people interested in learning how to DJ, and maybe it's like making all kids learn how to ride a bicycle without, those small wheels. So maybe it's not that bad. So I wanna hear your opinions. All right, Daniel, let's go. You have to accept. Okay,
I always forget to accept. Sorry,
no
new
problem.
to this. Yeah, so I'm relatively new as well. Like I started January of last year. So first thing that really got me into DJing was other DJs on Twitch. Probably the same for you, Marky. And I feel like at first you have to listen to music pretty consistently.
This is
So that
important.
will help you. Yeah, that will help you like learn how the musicality works, and you will get a sense for phrasing because that's one of the most important part in DJing. And so when I started, I was really bad, but I think that's
That's
normal.
how it goes. Everyone has started being bad. Nobody was
So
Andy C the first day.
what I did to get to the to my current state was like I mixed 1 hour or 2 hours a day for like 3 months in a row without stopping. And even in 1 week, you learn so much. You learn like how phrasing really works, how to essentially double drop or like you find your own way to mix because I think that mixing, watching a tutorial on mixing is not a good way to learn. You have to get the feeling for
Yeah,
the EQ, for the faders, for everything,
yeah,
and learning by yourself and struggling by yourself. I think it's a better way to learn.
yeah. I think.
So on the
Oh, sorry.
yeah, go on.
No, I think tutorials. I myself have watched my load of tutorials at the very first days. I think they are good for getting you a little confident about understanding what is going on. Okay, because if not, you plug somebody and he doesn't know how to do a transition, he won't do anything. Okay, so I think the basis, the concepts, uh, do actually need some explanation. You actually need to make Spotify not stop playing the tracks. Okay, uh, so I think it's important to have a small basic tutorials, explanations, courses, whatever, so
Mm,
that person understands what is going on, understands the key parts that he should focus on. From there, listening to music, that is extremely important, and that make a big quality change in my mixing. Once I said, okay, this is not working, let me stop, let me take a while, hear a lot of drum and bass, I heard a lot of tracks, and knowing your tracks is very important to understand
yeah,
phrasing,
this is
to
important.
understand what is going on. Okay, and from
Uh,
there you can go ahead, and practice is definitely the best way to learn.
yeah, practicing is important. Myself, I did not touch a single tutorial. I learned all by myself, and I think
That also gives you
I
more
won't.
freedom.
Yeah, I won't say that watching tutorial is bad. If you're into learning this way, then it's good for you. But mixing by yourself and learning by yourself, that brings you your own style, your own transition, and
Yeah, definitely.
helps you discover
It's
yourself and how you
it's
want to
mostly
mix.
what I mean. It's mostly the basics. Okay, mostly
Even the
understanding what a transition is, for example.
honestly, the basics. What I could recommend to learn the basics is just watching other DJs
All
on
right.
Twitch, and you'll see how it works pretty quickly.
Okay, that's fair.
you'll see how the
Yeah.
transition work, where does the DJ transition, stuff like this.
Okay. All right.
So next up on the topic, you said about sync or no sync. That's the big thing in the mixing community. Uh, yeah, I'm a huge advocate for tools and the help of computer in mixing because I think that it can make redundant stuff. Uh, you don't need to take care of all that redundant stuff like tempo matching or beat matching, and you can concentrate really on the output that you're gonna have, and so concentrate on your phrasing, on your transitioning, on your mashing, on
Yeah.
your on everything you do. And at first, uh, sync is really good to learn because
Definitely.
you don't get demotivated by the difficulty of beat matching because it's really something that's hard.
It
And
is.
then once down the line, once you understood the basics of phrasing, of double dropping, of everything, then you can just try and make it work without sync. It takes time. I've learned it pretty late on
Yeah.
to beat match by ear. I learned it with vinyl
Yeah.
once I got my vinyl, so like less than 6 months ago.
I
But
thought.
even today, I don't really use sync for beat matching, but I like to sync the tempos
Yeah.
because it's one of the most not boring, but it takes some precious time that you could spend on your
Of course.
transitioning, on everything. So I very often match the tempos automatically and then beat match by ear because that's easier.
Yeah. I have 2 points on that. One is if you actually start learning with Sing, there's a key concept that okay, you said you take away beat matching and you take it away from the live set, which is something good, so you can actually be flowing. However, there is a very important part when you actually are DJing with sync, which is beat grading. Because if you don't have the beat matching skills and the beat grid that you did with auto grid is wrong, uh, why is stopping? Okay, and the beat grid is wrong, you're fucked up because the songs will not be on sync and it's gonna you won't be able to fix it because you don't know how to fix it. So I think beat grading is critical if you really want to learn using sync, and that is a skill that is not paid much attention on, and it's something that you don't do inside the set, you do it outside, but it's as important as beat matching if you are using sync.
Yeah, it is. Like learning to use your tool if you're using sync. You have to learn how it works behind the scene, like the grid system and how to edit the grid so that you can prepare your track for syncing
Yeah.
and playing with sync. That's really important.
Also, the second thing I wanna bring on, uh, when I'm learning, something that I think it's more useful than just going ahead and pressing the sync button. Lots of programs I don't. Well, basically any program with a parallel view, and you can do what's line matching. So you match the BPM, and then all you do is you play the tracks and you try to match the beats with a parallel view. With Tractor has an offset meter, and
Yeah, Tractor has the phase meter, which
yeah,
is really great.
yeah, and that helps you because here's the deal. I've been using that for my first months, right? And what it helps me out is that yes, it is almost like sync because the program is telling you how to get in sync, right? And it also matters of bit grading and whatever. But the program is actually making you use the jog wheel, okay? And that it seems redundant, but it indirectly, like subconsciously, you're building the beat matching skill by knowing that you heard first the tracks out of sync and the program is telling you, okay, you have to move the jog wheel like this direction and you see how you are fixing the track. And I think that is highly valuable for people who's learning more than sing, because the sing button, you press it and you're not aware of what is going on. However, with line matching, you can almost reach, almost be as productive as with sing, but the program is a little bit helping you. I don't know what's your point of view on that.
Yeah. So honestly, I don't think it helps you get a feel for how it works. In a big sense, but like without trying to learn without it, without
Yeah,
the phase meter, you won't get very far. You'll get the
I'm gonna
the big
say it has
picture of
helped
how it
me.
works.
I'm gonna say it has helped me, and it has helped me really build that ear. But okay, I guess everyone has to find their way in. Let me bring Wiko because he may want to speak as well. We've been talking a lot. Hello there.
Let's go. Yeah,
Let's
hi.
go.
Um, yeah. Um, thing is, I think I started using sync just to get into the gist of it, but well, I dropped it like I think 2 months in, and just use it for like really stressful situations at first, because I couldn't really match the tracks perfectly in like a stream situation. But now I'm not using it anymore, and I wouldn't blame anybody to who learns starting with this function, because you need to get to know the software, you need to get to know your library and build a library, and that's all cool. And if it gets you DJing, why wouldn't you use a tool that gets you DJing?
All right.
That's fair enough in my books. But I do use the phase meter. I don't know what it's called. The bar
Offset
that
meter in
Yeah,
track.
yeah,
it's
the
called the
offset
phase
one.
meter. It
Um,
is the phase meter.
yeah,
Okay.
In
I do
tractor, at
use
least, its name. Its name
Yeah,
is it.
phase meter. Okay.
I do use that one because it's a good indicator. I would like to not use it as much. I want to move away from constantly looking at the screen, but that is something for the future. It's not something I want to do like instantly. It's like setups, they evolve. You evolve with your skill, and you have to be patient with yourself as well.
All right. Okay, let's move on because time is running. Let's move on. Next topic. Uh, let's try to keep it short, this topic, because I think it's a bit sensitive and I want to not make it very like controverted. But yeah, we have to talk it. 2020 global pandemic, and how has the COVID-19, the pandemic, influenced in your relationship with drum and bass? Okay, because for example, myself, I barely knew about drum and bass. I was following already some drum and bass, but having time with the pandemic made me watch more streams, get more aware of it, and eventually even get a controller and start DJing. Okay, somebody on the other hand may have uh, been hit by the pandemic because he was going to gigs, he was going to events, and then flash, all this is gone, and you get kinda bad and depressed and whatever. Okay, so I want to know a little bit of your opinion on that, but just quick reminder. Let's get it just straight to the point. It's about yourself, not about the politics, not about the all these measures and all these problems, because we all know that and it sucks. But it's mostly how it has affected yourself, the quarantine, and how has it affected in your relationship with drum and bass. All right.
I can start.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, go ahead.
I got into drum and bass something like 2.5 years ago. Uh, I started electronic music with a label called Monster Cat, which is very well known but not very appreciated by a lot of people.
Definitely not the fault of my of my flyer.
Yeah,
Sorry,
yeah.
man.
Oh no, it's
Yeah,
fine.
it's okay.
I understand the hate behind it because
Yeah.
it's a very popular label, and but it helped me discover music and then drum and bass, and then from drum and bass I started listening to drum and bass from other labels,
Mhm.
and then I started going to Twitch streams. Like I first found
Yeah.
Tmox's stream, so that's where I really started being active in the drum and bass DJ community on Twitch.
Okay.
And that got me more into drum and bass, but that was like mid 2019.
Yeah.
And then by the beginning of 2020, pandemic was not present yet, and I I I, I got to I went to two events. I went to one event in Toulouse with a friend where we saw Bunshin live. That was really great. And then I went to Antwerp in for the Rampage 2020, and it got cancelled. But I still managed to meet some people and go to drum and bass bars and have fun. But still, that was not really
Yeah.
that was a bit sad. But so I got a taste of how events were. I was already DJing for like 2 months, so I wasn't really great at DJing at the time that I tasted the events and how gigs looked like from a viewer perspective. And then boom, the pandemic hit, and when the pandemic hit, I myself lost my not really my job, but I was supposed to do an internship, and I lost my internship. So I had 3 months without anything planned. So that's where I started really DJing daily, and I did 2 hours daily for 3 months of DJing. That was how I built really my skill and stuff. And so yeah, that really got me into DJing more, and also then it also allowed me to discover more tracks and find my way in drum and bass. And I'm really excited for the end of COVID and all that stuff, so I can myself get on the other side of events and like DJ for gigs and stuff like this.
Oh yeah. I'm exactly the same. All right. We go. How's been this?
Oh well, I've been listening to drum and bass for years. It's been almost 20 years, but I've never actually managed to get into DJing until last year. Um, so
So was it for the pandemic? You had more time, and then you
I
decided to,
did, yeah, I did.
or maybe it influenced that more people got into live streaming, and then you started watching more streams, or you were already aware.
I did find Tmox through Mod City. I don't know if you know that stream, but that is a pretty huge IRL streamer, and he hosted Tmox in 2018, and that's how I found him, and I've never left.
All right.
Actually,
Who was that?
um,
Who who hosted Tmox? Just
Mod, the real Shook one is
oh, Shook
the
one.
channel,
Okay,
yeah.
yeah.
But his
Because I found Tmox the same way. Another streamer hosted him,
Yeah.
yeah.
and that was an artist who was called Protostar, and he
All
had
right.
a Twitch channel, and I
Uh,
found Tmox from him.
Now we're
Yeah.
on the topic. If you let me tell you how I got into drum and bass streams, because you all mentioned Tmox, but for me it was actually busy, and that was in
Oh crap!
2019 as well. Okay,
What
but
BG was not streaming in 2019, yeah, was he?
uh, he was maybe, or maybe no,
No, he
2019
wasn't.
he
I
was
remember
streaming.
in
He was
he,
streaming at the beginning of the year, and then he stopped for a long time. Okay, but I wasn't really into drum and bass back then, but I did follow him because Well, I was doing a thing that when I was bored, I would jump into the Twix directory, pick some random stream, and see what is going on. And I got into VC stream that way, like fully random, and I liked it. Even while I wasn't too much into drum and bass, but I kinda was getting into there, okay? But that year I was not really much into the computer anyway because I was mostly work and gym, and I was trying to have a lot of IRL life. Then 2020 and all fucked up. Then I see BG coming back and streaming again,
Yeah, I
and
remember.
then I got into BG and BG into Tmox and all the
And
community,
then
the
yeah,
Discord, and
everyone.
boom, it exploded, right? But at first it was I followed BG, and then he started streaming back in 2020, and I joined again, and eventually he decided to share. No, he didn't share the Discord. He rated Helmachov, and I saw the Discord link here because BC did never share the link to the Discord, whatever. Anyway, and that's how it went, right? And I started getting into the streams and the community this way.
I remember when not Tmox, when BG started streaming. It was mid 2020,
Yeah.
if I recall correctly. He started, and then 2 weeks afterwards, we had social distancing to the event,
Yeah.
and so I invited him for this event, and it really went well. He had fun, and that helped him apparently. That's what he always told me. It helped him. First, it helped me. It helped me. Him. Sorry, my mind is
It's okay. It's okay.
English is hard. It helped him get the partner status really quickly, and then from here he kind of blew up and joined the drum and bass team and everything when it got created. And I don't know where he doesn't stream that much lately, but when he does, he's pretty popular, and I'm happy for it because his stream is really cool, and he started from almost nothing in mid 2020.
All right. Wanna add something up? We go.
No, I'm good. I'm just carefully listening. That's interesting. Now, for me, it's like, well, I've had the chance to start DJing like 10 years ago, but I was just looking at vinyl and was looking at the price, and I was like, nah, I'd rather not do that. But I wasn't aware of the rising digital.
Yeah.
But I think for a long time the software part of DJing was in its infancy,
Yeah. It
and
was. I think even Sing was
that's yeah, that was something that was not really appealing to me. That's why I started looking at vinyl first, and was put off by it. But I'm pretty happy I did actually pick it up, even if it was a pretty high investment. But I have so much fun. It's such a good tool to keep me engaged and keep me motivated. I've not had something like that for a long time. I've picked up video games like 20 years ago, 25 years ago actually, and it's just it's a whole nother world, and that is something I'm really happy about. Actually, I've found Tmox, I found you guys, and that kept me busy throughout the last like 13, 14 months.
Okay. Okay, guys. We reached the last topic that is of discussion. Before we go into the last part, do you guys think there's an interesting topic? Even the chat maybe wants to hear something else. We can discuss anything else because I've reached the end of my ideas, but maybe maybe you guys think there's something interesting to talk about. If not, we go ahead to the last section. Yeah.
So yeah, maybe something about Twitch and the workings of Twitch.
Okay, that's
Um,
interesting. Yeah.
yeah, something that I really hate about Twitch is like discovering new people is or getting discovered in my case is really something
It's
that's
hard.
close to impossible if you don't get links with other people and get raids or get into a team and stuff like this.
Yeah,
Because I am
you're
personally
right.
against getting in a team, and I used to be in a team. So I used to be in the drum and bass team
Yeah.
I left I
Okay.
following some issues.
Yeah.
Um, and since then I don't want to get in another team. Like there's people who have been inviting me in new teams, and I've always declined. And other than
Yeah.
this, the other way to get discovered is by being raided by other people. Sometimes, not really often, I get raided, but apart for like once or twice every month, I get raided by someone with a decent viewer count, but it doesn't even seem to help lately.
Yeah.
So one thing that I started doing is like not caring about my viewer status, my viewer count and stuff like this. But yeah, sometimes it's hard to have the will to continue when you have
Yeah.
3 viewers or 2 viewers, because sometimes some days it happens to me
Yeah.
and it's
And
difficult.
and sometimes what happens, um, you know that saying, the richer get richer and the poorer get poorer. Well, in Twitch it happens because
It's exactly this, yes.
you get a big rate, okay, and maybe your stream all of a sudden has 45 viewers, let's say, okay. So what happens is there is this thing called the Twitch directory, and there bold people goes clicks there, okay, and some streams show up, and this directory is now I think they are sorting it more with relevance, but it's also sorted by viewers, okay. So what happens? There's a long tail of people with 1, 2, 3, 4 viewers, okay, and then every single viewer you get in a stream, it makes you climb a lot of places in this sort of ranking, and then when you get a rate, what happens is you not only get the viewers from the rate, but sometimes if you manage to keep most of the people, it it doesn't go down. It even goes a little up because more people is knowing that you're live because you've climbed so high in the directory that they are actually finding your stream just by browsing. Okay, so this is something that happens that Twitch. I think Twitch should take a bit of action. They are a lot. They are working a lot with the music community, and that's something that they are doing, and that's nice. But definitely getting visibility on Twitch is hard, and something should be done. Yeah, we go on. Maybe you wanna talk. If not, we're
Oh, well, talking visibility is difficult
yeah,
because from not just from music point of perspective, but basically from variety, just chatting and gaming, it's the same over all of Twitch. I've been doing this for a long time, and well, I've not been consistent, but what I've learned is that you can't count on raids. You can't count
definitely.
on other people discovering you, but you have to not force, but point the people in the right direction. This can be done by you being featured somewhere, like prominently in an event, or just getting to know different communities, not just one, and being active in communities. For example, I've had people following my main account in the last 3 months. I've gained more followers just followers, than in the last year on my main account without being very active. That tells you something, because if you are active in a certain community and if people see that you are funny, you are maybe supporting, listening, whatever this is, then they will come and check you out. And that is something that is important to learn for everybody, not just for music streamers. And the other stuff is entertaining. Um, I I'm having a hard time for myself to think I'm entertaining, but looking at somebody like Gura or other streamers that just evolve their DJing with other stuff to get people engaged and interested in their streams, that is something that is very nice to see. I just can't imagine doing that for myself, because maybe I'm wrong with this, but I don't think that I'm very entertaining. But I need to find something that is that maybe is entertaining to others.
Yeah, it's hard. It's
I
also hard. Like, sorry, give me a second, Dennis.
go on.
When, for example, when you get a rate, okay, and you get a big rate, look, anyone can get a big rate, and it's all it takes. It's actually making some community and talking to big people, and that's big people someday they decides to rate you, okay. But uh, keeping the viewers, that is really hard. And from every rate you have, maybe I don't know, 5% will follow you, and that doesn't even matter. That doesn't even mean that these people will come back to your stream. They just hit the follow button, okay? And sometimes they do even that because, like, education. When I'm in a channel and that channel ranks somebody, I hit the follow button usually, even if I don't care for
Yeah,
that
yeah,
channel that much.
exactly.
It's just okay. Let's follow him, and okay,
Just to be
because
nice.
yeah, to be nice, because the streamer said so, you know. But making these people actually come back, that is extremely hard. And that, from every time you're rated, maybe, well, depends on the size of the rate, right? But maybe 1, 2, maybe 5%, okay, will come back. That's what I meant with 5%. And so it's hard because to grow your audience organically, even when you have rates, it's hard because yeah, that day the people will stay, but uh, making something so impressive that the person who is watching you says, okay, this guy is nice, I'm gonna come back the next day. That is not easy. That is not easy. Go on,
I
Daniel.
I I personally disagree with some of these points.
Okay.
Like, I'm behind the social distancing events, and I've been doing the social distancing events not for me, like, at all. But at first, I was thinking that maybe these events would have a ripple effect on my channel, something like this, because I do
Yeah.
this for the community, and I want to help some of the smaller streamers
Yeah.
uh, get discovered. The issue is that it only half works, and sometimes it's not really.
Yeah.
It's a bit demotivating of doing
Yeah.
these
You
events
do this
because
effort because it doesn't go back into many recognition for yourself, maybe.
uh, t- yes, but also the event as a whole. It's like I get some big people on the event to compensate for the small people, and try to bring the people from the big streamers to the small streamers.
Yeah.
But what happens is exactly what you said. Like, people just follow just for being nice, and then they don't give a,
Yeah.
sorry for the word, they don't give a shit about
Okay.
the
Okay.
person. And yeah, that's also what's been so yeah, in my case, like, social distancing, it didn't help my channel at all.
Yeah.
Like I've discovered many people, and I've been very nice to a lot of people, trying to help people and bring not really my expertise, but like my time in in getting people together in an event. That takes some time. That takes some planning and everything. But still, it's not really helping me personally, which was not a goal, but which is um like
Yeah.
a secondary thing.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's unfortunate that Twitch is works like this, but
Um,
it's understandable. It's hard to grow, and for every 1,000 people that tries, only five will succeed or stuff like this.
the thing is, what you said is interesting to me because even though you do these events, if it doesn't ripple off to your channel, that tells me something I've had myself, because in the end, that sounds hard. In the end, you need to take care of yourself if you want to grow. You've seen that with the newer partners of the Drum&Bass Discord. They built the community, and now they are standing on their own feet. They welcome everybody else, but they've assembled their community through others, and they participated in events. And in the end, you need to take care of yourself if you want to grow, without being a dick.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
that's the issue I have. Like, you have to be kind of selfish to
Yeah.
grow, and that's one of the problem
Yeah.
of Twitch, which is why I completely forgot. I completely gave up on growing because I don't want to be like this. I want to keep doing these events with people who are in the same position and who are trying to get some people to get
Yeah.
interested in them, but
Yeah.
they want to participate as well and be part of a bigger thing rather than their own thing. But the
Yeah.
issue is that will not help them grow.
But I think the misunderstanding most newer streamers have, like the really small ones, like me as well, is growing fast. It is not a sprint. It's a marathon. It takes years, and it takes very much. It takes patience. It takes consistency, and it can wear you down. Even if you achieved something like the affiliate or even partner, it can wear you down a lot. And don't get yourself thinking that you need to grow in order to be a good streamer. No,
Yeah.
you don't. You
Yeah.
just don't.
Yeah.
You, uh,
Okay. Let me point a new question. Uh, well, I, let me formulate it, okay? But it's like, are you guys happy with your current audience? I mean, everyone wants more viewers. That's of course everyone. I don't think, even when we say all these things, I'm pretty sure everyone would like to get a bit more of recognition of their own content. But are you more or less satisfied with your current numbers, with your current situation? Like, for me, I'm gonna say that uh, some days I do have like zero viewers, and that is sad for me because there's nobody to jam to the tunes. It's a bit under, I don't know the word, underwhelming, I think it is. Okay, but at the same time, I'm I'm a person that likes small communities. Okay, and for example, okay, thank you for the follow, Christy. For example, when I go to a bar, I'm gonna say that I prefer going to a small bar where you can actually have a chat with your friends and whatever, than going to a crowded disco that nobody can hear and nobody can really like talk. Okay, so when I'm in those big streams, the music community doesn't happen because it's like 100, 200 at most. The chat is sort of bearable, but with like with very big streams that have 2k 3k, it's impossible to follow the chat, and I like to watch streams that where I can interact a bit with the streamer. Okay, so here's my question. Where do you set the line? Where would you like your channel to be? You want to actually be a big streamer, have thousands of viewers, or you say, okay, I'm fine with how I'm right now, or just a slightly little bit, some more recognition? What do you think? Anyone? Wiko is muted. You want to speak?
Um, I would say for me it changed. And in the beginning, when I started with my main channel that was in German, I was like, well, I want to achieve partner someday, without thinking of any of the consequences that has. Now I'm like, well, it doesn't need to be huge, and it is not huge in any case. Not on my main account. I just rebranded my main account, doing art, and not on the DJ one. I recognize this stuff I do as my hobby, and the more I invest in my hobby, like time and money, the more I can enjoy it. The only thing I want to do, and that an audience helps with that, is my one goal is to be on a stage for one event, and I want to practice for that as well. That's the thing I want to do, and having a Twitch audience helps, but at the moment it's just not the case, and well, it's a difficult thing to think about without getting depressed, actually.
Yeah.
But you shouldn't get into that corner and say, hey, I have 0 viewers. That is just
Yeah. You just go
nah.
ahead and, well, for example, I explained you what I do when I have these situations. I just say, okay, let's record, let's get this for Mixcloud. Maybe I get some listens on Mixcloud, and then also make it shorter. Maybe like I have scheduled times, and if I come to schedule and nobody's in, okay, no problem. I record, I save to Mixcloud, and then that's it. And I cut early. Like maybe I do 1 hour, 2 hours most, and that's it. And when I have people chiming, I may mix for like 5 hours, 4 hours, or whatever.
Yeah. That is a good approach.
Christy
Something.
asked for something in the chat if you also wanna.
Thank you for the shout out, though. What I've done also is the attempt to grow is I've had YouTube channel created, and I'm uploading mixes and doing like community highlight things. And there's small steps to achieving success there, even though that channel is very small. We've had Vinyl's mix on Thursday, and that was the most successful video on that channel since its inception, and that was quite nice, actually.
All right. Daniel.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm not sure if Daniel wants to say something else as well.
I don't know.
Yeah, I would like to. I used to be very. I wanted to grow, and my preferred spot would have been like 10 to 20 viewers. I don't want to grow too much, but what I really want is not viewers, it's interaction.
Yeah, that's something
Like
I
people,
strive for as well.
people just talking and saying that they're having fun, or just talking, like, even if it's not music related, just talking. But lately I've just been having fun even if I'm by myself, because I'm DJing for myself at first. That's the first thing that comes to my mind. Like, I don't DJ for, if I can't enjoy my own stuff, how can people enjoy it? So I DJ for myself, and then if people likes it, then it's fine. It's great.
Mm,
And I'm having more fun when there's more people and people enjoying, but I'm still having fun if there's no one.
yeah.
And once you get into that mindset, it's easier not to look at big streamer and be jealous of their big numbers. Like, now I consistently get like 4 or 5 viewers a stream, but I don't care. I'm happy with it.
Yeah, yeah, more or less the same actually. All right, guys, we're gonna sum up because we reached 2 hours. I think that's more than enough. Uh, do you want to add anything, any quick, like your minute of glory, something that you really wanna tell? If not, we're gonna just sum up.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Thank
Please
you.
do this
Thank
again.
you, thank you actually to everyone who joined in, because for me this was a challenge, because I wanted to plan, I wanted to do something different for 174 day, and getting actually hearing back from some people interested in joining, it's hard, and yeah, I reach a lot of people. Some people reply back. Thank you to those who replied back and did the effort. It's been so great. I think that we covered a lot of interesting topics, and yeah, I like the experience. I hope you guys enjoyed as well. I hope the people listening here also had like a nice time and it's been productive, right? So thank you very much, of course. All right, so yeah, I'm gonna move you out now. So as I've said in the chat, hold on. As I've said in the chat, please do follow all these people. I've put all the shoutouts to them, and this was the second round of 174 day. There's one last drop coming at 11 p.m. European time, which is uh, in 4 hours. Okay, in 4 hours we're back in this channel with a drum and bass session. Everyone's invited. If you want some party, come join, and that's it. Thank you, everybody. We're gonna do some raid. I think Gada DMB is right now live for all the Novsky events, so we're just going into there. And peace, everybody. Thanks for tuning. I started recording this too late, so you won't have all the talk. The very first part of the talk is missing. That's my fault. I forgot to record, but you will have most of the talk uploaded back. So if you check my Twitter, I will post it in a couple, like probably in a couple minutes, and to my YouTube, so you can hear it back. Or maybe I will upload it here on. No, Twitch no, because copyright things. All right. So thank you, everybody. We're gonna rate into the Gada, and peace, everyone. Bye bye.